James, we're live.
Hey.
Welcome to 2021. First workout 2021 in here.
We'll do something that's 2021.
Yeah, we're gonna go
like
all
today.
We're gonna go
All C2. Sponsored
all
by
C2.
C2 today.
All C2 today. Row, bike erg, ski erg.
If Assault had a biker and a skier,
We would be
choose that today.
We would be going Assault. But
Yeah, and we could use an air rower.
we could
Assault,
yeah,
but
we could.
it kind of
It'd
makes
mess
sense.
up the flow though.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So all cyclical today.
Yeah.
You wanna get this on the board?
Yeah, man. Let's figure out something here that we can add up for a totality. So the classic sprint is 2K, 2K, and 4K. That's the sprint try for a C2. And then after that, well, for whatever distance or total accumulation we choose here, we probably just want to remember that it's twice the amount of what we want to accumulate for those other two.
Yeah.
And I was thinking it'd be really nice to have some form of small rest periods in between, but two of us work together to add up to a total amount of something.
So like one on, one off type deal? Instead of like
easier to do that.
Instead of like
meaning like me you, me you, me you, me you, me you, me you, like over and over in a try fashion. Because then that may raise the power output per interval.
Yeah.
And then we're not both working at the same time on different machines.
Yeah.
So that could be some camaraderie and team play in there, right? To see what each person's doing.
Yep.
In order to accumulate, we could just create distances that we want to accomplish on each one in a time frame, like you had said, maybe 40 seconds to a minute total on each one, whatever that means for the distance that's accumulated. So we can go at it this way. 40 seconds on, 40 seconds off, over and over in machines. So we'd go row, ski, bike, row, ski, bike.
Yeah, got it.
40, you go, 40 I go, 40 you go, 40 I go. And then obviously after you finish your 40, when I'm going, you're taking a 40-second break before you get to the next piece.
Yeah.
That allows us to get the time piece in we want to do. It allows us to give lots of power per. 40 seconds is great because it's not 30. Because everyone would think we want to do 30, right?
Yeah, man.
Why not 38 seconds?
Just like the 13s.
Yeah, that's right.
Ago.
That's right.
13, 13, 13,
right.
40, 40, 40.
That's right.
So play it.
And we have to accumulate, let's see here now, 40 each time. We could try to accumulate 2,021 meters on each of those.
Ooh, I see what you're doing.
And 4,042 meters on the bike.
Okay.
That would be pretty intense and fast and hard.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think on that time wise? That'd probably be, except for going 40.
Assume under 7.
Yeah.
Under or around 7, so 14, and then same there, so 21 total minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's solid.
So 10-ish minutes of each person working time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to go? I almost think we chip away. I almost think we go, boom, boom, boom.
They're coming down.
Yeah.
In time.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, instead of going more of like a circuit, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. We just chip. Right, so maybe we start.
We choose whatever.
We start here, maybe. Okay. Then we go ski or whatever.
Okay.
Reverse order. So we're just kind of on that implement. Boom, boom, boom.
So not sticking to time. We're just gonna put out as much power as we
could still go 40. Want. It's like, hey, you go 40 on.
Yeah.
I go 40 on. You go 40 on.
But it's not. We're not held to that. Is what you're saying.
No, we would be.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, we wouldn't go 40 on the ski and then we move to the bike. So we finish the ski.
Oh, that's what I was planning.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
No.
every 40.
When
we're
I'm
going.
resting after the ski erg,
Yeah.
I'm resting for 40
Got it.
while
got
you're
it.
working for 40.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, cool. So, 40s, 40, 40, accumulating, what I guess we call in nomenclature P1, P2 work. And it's going to be in this order: ski, bike, row, for no particular reason, just because of order where it sits. And we're going to try to, as fast as possible, accumulate 2,021 meters for these two, and of course 4,042 meters for this one. And we're going to somehow put those total meters on the equipment and then try to knock it out.
Nah, we'll just go. When you see it pop up, we're done.
Yeah.
Instead of setting it.
Alrighty.
I don't think we can get that specific on
And
these
that
guys.
should be, that should be 20-ish, maybe under 20-ish minutes of work total.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
All right. Set this bad boy up.
Start with ski. You should probably set me up with a non.
Oh, the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to YouTube Music again?
Yeah, let's go YouTube.
Is it called YouTube Music? Yeah.
Yep.
Did you save that channel last time by chance?
I did not. But I can look it up.
Or it probably would come up.
I think it's just called like NCR or NCM.
NC what?
NC, like it's just type in non-copyright.
Oops. Yeah. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. C-Boss. So hit playlist. Okay.
Let's go songs. We don't need to.
Got it? Yeah. How are we gonna keep the
Time.
yeah. Because after you finish there, you got 160 seconds. 2 minutes 40 seconds. So we come back to the ski, so it's gonna go off. That's what you're thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh, okay. You were thinking 40. Yeah, let's work it. I was saying. Yeah. Much easier. Yeah. So I think it's the last one, the second last person we're going to do here. That's the setup. Okay. Fine.
Oh, we can go to 2020.
Single meters. Our lats and legs will be nice together, so fire and growing. do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
I've lost a couple LBs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, running 14, 19, 23 kilometers.
Yeah. And then last 2 days, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lift weights.
Yeah, ready to go? Good to start?
Yeah. That means that you're going to be changing the bike.
Okay. Camper,
You're going to have the seat. You're going to change the seat and the bike. Sure. For force line. Yeah, I have it over here too. Same here. We on 40 seconds roughly.
James is going a lot harder than I was. 2021 then. So I'll just hit rewrote. Okay. 3 like.
Done yet?
finishing on rowing. Dude, oof. Bike in the middle was the oh fuck for me. Yeah, the blood couldn't get out. It was all in my upper body after the ski.
Yeah.
First set there, I felt that like lots of thrusters.
Yeah. Coming out of the bike?
First couple of sets.
Yeah.
My legs were, whew, like for slow transitions.
Transitions, yeah.
Okay. It was like 650. That had to be around 7 minutes.
I think we're like 2:30, or sorry, 22:30. 22:30-ish.
Total time?
Total time, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense then. Just over 7, 650. Just over 7, 756. Those slow transitions. Whew. Oh, that was good.
That was
Needed cyclical.
that was
today.
tougher than what it looked like on paper.
Yeah, for sure. Felt fresh on the skier.
Yeah, no, I started rolling at like 140 on the ski erg, and James came out his first set at like 135. So I was like, I gotta pick up my game. So I think we held pretty well paces, like we didn't do incremental, we didn't do anything like that, but I jacked up on the bike erg because I'm not as familiar. So my first set I was at about 125 per 500 meters, and I got off the bike, and that ruined the rest of that piece for me because I couldn't get the blood out of my quads. So started at 125 and then held like 132 to 135 the rest of the way. But that was the punch in the face for me, it's the biker. And then getting on the ski, first set on the ski,
Row.
quads didn't come back yet.
Row.
And then on the row, quads didn't come back yet. And then I started to feel the lats from the ski erg. So finishing last with the row was, it's like getting punched on both sides of the face.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see the opposite way.
Going that way?
Yeah, pace this more appropriately.
Yeah.
Get blood in the legs, start there, and then finish with.
Yeah, I think if we finish with the ski, there's like not much limiter there.
But that's interesting experiment.
Yeah.
N equals 2 of 40-40 all the way this way.
Yeah.
And then another day, just to see the difference in the modality, how it creates fatigue. Ski for me, no matter what I do, 7K time trial, 30-30s, woman on, woman off. I'm always going to reach the 144 per 500 meter, and I'll stay there for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So with ski, I could blow out the first couple of minutes and immediately get to 144.
Yep.
Whereas if I start at 144 and keep going,
You just
I don't gain for the
stay at 144.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the upper body flexion muscles are just a different machine. Now on here, I have massive experience with it, but because of all the blood was over there, when I got here, it couldn't get out quick enough.
Yeah.
It got down there, it was like, fuck, I just felt like I did flywheel bike and thrusters, you know, like that.
Yep.
So I was like shaking and fucking trying to move it around.
What's your strategy on the ski? Because I see you have more of like an internal rotation locked in, and your strokes are a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's out of just practice, I find that shorter range of motion and faster RPM works best for me.
Okay.
Works best in terms of like trying to average the best pace for the period of time. That makes sense, right? So what you could probably hear on the video too, or I can maintain that like fast breath, fast stroke. And as I said, I'll stay at 143, 144 forever.
Yeah.
And when I've tried like longer strokes or butterfly with slower RPM or whatever, it seems to bog me down.
Yeah.
It's like I can't get enough air in for the power I want to give for that. So mine is kind of short and arm bent the whole time.
Yeah.
And I just use this locked position to, it works well for me.
I'm like opposite. I'm like really long on the ski, and then I just try to pull with a little bit more power, but consistently. And I feel like I can hold that in a similar way that you can hold your 144, where I'm just like,
Yeah.
where if I go what you did, locked, flexed elbows, shorter stroke distance, faster rate, it just kind of blows me up a little bit too quickly in the upper body. So I have to go long strokes there.
Yeah, that may have a part to play with our fiber makeup, right? Like you are generally more fast twitch in percentage head to toe. We don't even know this by fact, but we can, based on your essence and stuff, we could say that's the case. And then that would make sense, right? Where you got to be careful of the high power output and high concentric velocity. Whereas for me, I can like sprint that, but I don't have the fatigue capabilities built in those muscles. You know?
Kind of similar to what we talked about on the deadlift.
Yes.
Like
Same thing.
I can't go on the deadlift like that. Even squatting movements.
Well, you could, but you would die.
Yeah,
like
I'd
after
die quick.
you could do a 220 Diane, but you're down for an hour. You know. And I can do a 225 Diane and recover in 10 minutes. Yeah. It's the the modality and then the person that dictates that, right?
Yeah, that was a fun one just because we kind of talked about it before we jumped on, and we looked at what we did over the past week and a half, 2 weeks, since we've kind of been away from Scottsdale, and
Both in Florida.
we're both in Florida actually. And I was telling James I did a lot of running, so I did a lot of running. Did just use my own body weight for a week. Felt really good. Tendons, ligaments, joints felt really good. Lost a couple pounds doing that. Then got back to the Midwest, stayed there for 3 days and just lifted weights and lifted them in very, very high volume. So I'm feeling that in my quads and lats and all of that today. But overall, we're like, let's just come in and do something cyclical, like nothing too crazy, no kipping pull-ups or anything like that. And this actually fucked me up more than the kipping pull-ups and all of that would have. Because when we got off the bike, or when we were in the middle of the bike, I was kind of just like looking back and I was like, man, I haven't done intense aerobic work in 3 weeks.
Fast exchange of O2.
So it was just like my body, it just hit me right in the face. So that was good.
And your nervous system is probably fresh too, right? Right?
So expression
Which is
felt
what we
good.
talk about for dampening. Like people will have best performance on high threshold work when they've done a lot of training of it prior, right? But you could come into that high threshold work like today and be more fresh, but die. Right? So that's that idea of training prior to the dose response makes a difference too.
So an example of dampening for me would have been, let's say I got home 3 days ago. I did fairly high volume work for those 2 days. Maybe I hit some like quick lactic pieces yesterday. Came in, we did this today. My recovery between bouts would be a little bit better because I'm less fresh.
You would have had the same output of power, but you wouldn't have lied down on the bench between sets on the rower. You would have sat up and been like, phew, this still hurts, this sucks, but it's like, it's seconds, that's all it is, right? Yeah, it's just the practicing of that dose. I think the big question, maybe we could just leave everyone with, because this could go on forever, but is always how much of that do you need to give you the best performance to help you recover the fastest? Because the intricate thing in training, right, is like, how do you give that person just enough of it, which optimizes the recovery between efforts, but doesn't spill them over to being fatigued for the last few sets. You know, that's the intricate aspect. That's why we love coaching and trying to figure that out, right?
And then on the personalized aspect of this whole thing, it's like when you start talking about deloads and getting someone ready to perform, what goes inside of that deload, and coaches have to be really careful, because if they over deload their athletes and they want their athletes to compete really well, they might be, what you said, too fresh going into competition. So I think that's where, you know, knowing your clients and knowing what they respond well to and what they don't respond well to is really important. So a deload for you is going to look a lot different than a deload for me.
And it's not just for CrossFit, which everyone may think we're talking about. It's all preparation. So you could say that you could deload a weightlifter and they feel like super snazzy, you know, jazzy, but they'll miss behind. You know, and they PR, but they miss behind. They're like, oh, and you can see it on their face. Those are ones that those are the folks that didn't come in on the proper deload,
Yeah.
right? So you still have to feel fresh and snappy, but you got to be precise.
Or a 12-mile ruck march.
I was just about to say,
40-pound
or
pack,
yeah,
right?
exactly, where you start going a little too hard because you
Yeah.
feel fresh, and
Yeah.
then your calves start blowing up, or you start getting a cramp or a
Mhm.
tear, right? Or even a soccer player
Yeah.
feels fresh in the second half,
Mhm.
and then doesn't know their capabilities, and then turns their knee right in
Yeah.
the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That's all non-contact injury based on proprioception, but the issue was that the coach didn't give them the correct kind of deload to dampen them enough
Yeah.
to make sure they're ready. Right?
Yeah, just like
so it's
back
for all
at-
performance.
Yeah, I look back at my best like 12-mile rucks, and they were always at the end of like Ranger
Hard training?
school, EFMB, like expert field medical badge, like all that stuff. Those were my best 12-milers.
Yeah.
But if it was like a random Friday where I'm feeling really good,
Yeah.
I couldn't put out like I could
No.
in those situations, and it had nothing to
Yeah.
do with excitement or anything like that. It was just my body didn't feel it, you know.
Mhm.
So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks
Good
for
session.
joining us, and give that one a try. It's a great little barrier.
Yeah. And if you do try it, go the opposite way another day
Yeah.
and give us some feedback.
Maybe
as to
we'll
how
do
it
that in
goes.
like a month or something.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Go back.
We'll call it.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Take care.